Hey Stinks, thank you so much for joining us first of all. But before you sit with us at the wet bench, we just wanted to say that this show is intended for an adult audience. Although it's a light-hearted and relaxed show, it contains very strong language, strong sex references, and will occasionally cover some very sensitive topics. Please always check the episode descriptions for detailed content warnings and time codes for those sections if you wish to skip them, so you can enjoy your time with us in a way that's best for you. Enjoy! Hi, I'm Owen.
Hi, I'm Bret.
And thank you for sitting with us on the wet bench. It's interesting because there isn't a bench and it's not wet. But you know, it's nice. I got this from IKEA. Thank you for stopping by. So, I suppose it's kind of like a
What is it?
It's a podcast. It's going terribly so far.
It might only just be a podcast. Like, by definition, it's a podcast.
Yeah.
I think in spirit, it might be something worse.
Something unspeakable.
Something unspeakable.
So, you've already caught Owen, Bret, and we are boyfriends, long lost lovers, cousins, if you will. So we thought for a first episode, what do you usually do? You can start off straight with a topic, you can get right into it, but I thought, hey, maybe it'd be fun to do like an introductory kind of thing. I get to know you, you get to know me, maybe you get to know him, who gives a shit?
The thing is, I'm going to be very upfront. I've never listened to podcasts. So when someone's like, when you asked me, when you were like, what should we do for the first episode? And I was like, I've never once listened to it. I listened to a few episodes of some podcasts on Spotify because they were free, included in my premium. And I listened to one which wasn't even really a podcast because does it count as a podcast if it's only one person?
Yeah.
Because I thought that my definition of podcast was that it was a conversational format. But maybe it doesn't need to be.
No, I don't know.
I wouldn't call this a conversational format.
Wait, lads, hold your fucking horses. Alexa, what defines a podcast?
From iRobot.com, a podcast is an episodic series of spoken words and digital audio files that users can download to a personal...
Alexa,
Okay.
shut the fuck up. So it's just people that talk.
It does, okay, so it doesn't have to be a conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, so, I mean, I was listening to... I listened to a few episodes, actually, of the newer podcast that Emma Chamberlain did. And because present day Emma Chamberlain, I'm surprisingly very on board with. She's, like, incredibly salient and very smart.
I don't know anything about her.
Well, I used to watch a lot of her, like, older videos when she was kind of spearheading that, like, whole... over-edited girl on the go kind of genre of YouTube.
No, I do like those videos though.
Because I like those videos sometimes. I used to really like those videos, especially when Joanna Cedia was still around.
Oh, I miss her. I miss her
Miss
so
her dearly.
much.
I sincerely hope that whatever Joanna has going on, that she's okay.
I didn't keep up with a lot of her last videos.
Well, her last videos, she was going through withdrawal of a steroid cream that basically going through withdrawal is a very big deal. Like, so she had really strong eczema. This is just what I understand. She had really strong eczema, but like really strong eczema. So for basically her whole life, she was on this steroid cream because it's not out of the question to be diagnosed with eczema and then be given a steroid cream.
Yeah.
But she had a type of eczema where she needed an extremely strong steroid cream. And then she started to have to go through withdrawal of it. And because of it, her withdrawal was so bad that she could like barely move sometimes because the eczema was coming on so strongly because it's a hormonal thing, because obviously it's steroids. Don't check my science. And So she could barely move for like half a year or something, where she obviously barely uploaded anything. And she was just like basically non-existent everywhere, and it kind of happened out of nowhere. And because apparently when you come off that cream, it happens all extremely quickly. So because of it, she had to drop out of university, which if you watched any of her content, she was the definition of a girl who did everything. Like, she was a competitive swimmer. She fucking got grades upon grades in school from
So
what
that must
I
have been
saw.
absolutely
So
devastating.
it must have been devastating for her, because basically everything she worked really hard for
Gone.
was gone.
Well,
And
not gone. She could always go back.
Well,
but
no,
like,
no.
to lose it at that time,
I
that short
think
will.
I think it was more about it not fitting into the vision she originally had.
Yeah.
Because I think she seemed like that sort of person. It's kind of why I really liked her content, because I'm that sort of person. And plus she was just, I think Emma Chamberlain might have spearheaded that kind of content, but I think
I kind of disagree a little bit.
why?
I think her name's
Why would
like
you do that?
Antonia Garza?
Oh no, Emma Chamberlain was around before Antonia.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, again, maybe don't double
Don't
check
check
me.
his facts,
But
apparently.
I think Emma Chamberlain's been on YouTube for maybe 10 years.
10?
I think she's been around for a lot longer than people think.
How old is she? Because she's young. She's like...
Well, I think she started when she was like 15.
I was going to say, because she's got to be like
I think
early
she's-
to mid-20s.
I think she's around my age. I think she might be a year or so younger than me. I'm 26. But I think Emma was before Antonio, because Antonio kind of again though loved Antonio so much.
Still do. I follow her on everything.
So I follow her on everything as well, and she seems to almost exclusively chat shit now, which I'm entirely on board with. But I, because she kind of, she had like she basically she was in a war with herself about whether or not she would upload a video. Like, it would take her like 7 months. She would say, "Oh, I'm gonna upload a video next week. I'm already working on it," and it would take her 6 months.
Love.
And she, like, I think from what I remember, again, this is a couple of years ago now, but from what I remember, she was very openly just like, "I really don't want to do it." Like,
I respect that.
I think she kind of high key couldn't be bothered.
Like, she's got a platform. People are still going to view your stuff. Take your time.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, exactly. And plus, I think the main thing that she struggled with was coming up with concepts, coming up with ideas
Fair.
for videos. Which, I mean, to be fair, I remember, was it her that painted herself as a minion?
I think so.
Didn't she
yeah.
paint herself as a minion?
Yeah.
It
It was either that or that lady that gets high and then paints herself as something.
Oh, love her.
She's phenomenal.
Love her.
I'd love to do that.
Oh yeah, I do love her. But no, I'm pretty sure Emma did it first. And even though I would say at least she spearheaded it,
Yeah.
because she got insanely popular insanely quickly. And what I will say, she is a fashion girly now. And and she's one of the few YouTuber people that's doing the fashion thing right. She knows how to pose in photos, and she because she's done, I can't remember what award ceremony it is now, but she's done the thing on the, oh, it was the Met Gala.
Oh.
She's done the Met Gala a few times, but she's like an interviewer on, is it for Variety?
I think so, but do you know what? Whilst we're on that, there was a thing that came out a while ago. I think
She
it was
did look good.
Billie Eilish that said it, but she was like, the fucking influencers are here. And like, when it comes to like such A-list prestigious award ceremonies like that, no shade to Emma Chamberlain, but most of the time you sit and think, I don't want fucking Emma Chamberlain here. Because
Well,
you're
I
expecting
think-
to see people like on your level.
Yeah, but Emma Chamberlain kind of is.
But
Like, she's one of the few. I don't know why I've gotten on my soapbox for Emma Chamberlain right now. I wasn't foreseeing this. This wasn't my plan. I didn't have an agenda. But I do think she's one of the few people that have made the transition successfully. That being said, I haven't watched her content in about a year.
Whilst I tailgate on that, she's stepped outside of the box of being a YouTuber and being like a TikToker and stuff, and she's gotten into that. Do you know who else has done it? Who else has done it? Who else has done that? Fuck's sake. Liza Koshy. Like, no. Her TV show might have flopped. I don't know anything about it. I don't really care
She
enough.
had a TV show.
Yeah, she had like an interview TV show for a little bit.
Are you talking about Superwoman? You might be talking about Superwoman.
Probably.
The Canadian lady. She had a late night show.
No. I'm talking about Liza Koshy. She had a show.
Who's Liza Koshy?
She dated David Dobrik. She was on Vine and she was quite big. But then, okay, anyways, so then we like travel into like YouTube territory, and then her and David Dobrik are dating, and then they split up and they do their own thing. David Dobrik is doing whatever the fuck he's doing.
I do remember seeing screenshots of their like "we're breaking up" video.
Yeah.
That was one for the history books.
Or Totty. And you did it at my birthday dinner. No, but she kind of fell off the face of the earth with the internet, and she was basically like, I don't remember any of this, so do you know what? Fuck it, don't fact check me. I mean, to be fair, I'm the one that you should.
Don't fact check anyone. But if you're gonna fact check anyone, it should be him.
The thing is,
I'm slightly more likely to be correct.
In our little bio, it says ready to chat the most shit as like humanly possible. And that is what I'm.
We didn't say true.
No, about to say. Never said it was true.
Never promised that.
Disclaimer: chat shit, get hit. Don't hit us, please. But yeah, she like disappeared off the face of like social media, and then she like became one of these people that were like at Met Galas and started acting and started doing stuff like that. So her and Emma Chamberlain. Now that
was it successful though?
I don't know if Emma Chamberlain's was. For me personally, like, I don't really give a shit.
It's a show just about us not knowing things.
Basically, if you're not on, like, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, anything like that, and I haven't seen your face and you're not in, like, media stories, I don't know about you, because I'm not keeping up with you. All I know is that they were social media people. People were making fun of Emma Chamberlain for apparently saying she doesn't shower. She probably showered. Like, the thing is, if I don't shower at least, like, once a day near enough, I smell like ass. I'm a sweaty guy. But Emma Chamberlain, she's washed, she's prepped, and she's ready. And
Ew!
No, don't turn it into that. That's a fucking you problem. That is a you problem. But like women only like wash their hair like once a week, otherwise it like gets too much and it can break their hair and shit.
A lot of
so
women do
her
that.
saying that she like washes like once or twice a week.
She probably showers. She
Yeah.
just doesn't wash her hair.
So, like, I don't know, people, like, ran with that, and that's the last thing I remember of her before I saw her at, like, one Met Gala, and then that was it.
Well, no, I think she's done, like, 3.
Well, either way, I've only seen one.
And to be fair, she's looked good at all of them.
You kind of have to.
I know, but a lot of people think they don't.
Looking camp right in the eye.
I know, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, I think that, to be fair, the themes have been shit the past few years.
Camp was an amazing theme.
No, camp was an amazing theme, but I think that they need to choose themes that these people understand.
See,
I think the last really, really good Met Gala was that Renaissance one. No, not Renaissance. They did like when Ari wore that classical painting dress, and Zendaya wore the armor.
can I be honest? I hated that armor look.
You are the only person.
Do
It was flawless.
No, it was good.
With that fuck ass bob.
It was good.
That little Joan of Arc bob.
But I just didn't care for it. But also one that
I really
like
liked it.
Zendaya. I love Zendaya.
She's never looked bad.
No. That's what I'm about to get into. That fucking Cinderella dress.
Oh, that did look bad.
The Joan one, I will excuse that because that is really cool. It's just not my taste. That Cinderella one.
That was that was ugly, and everyone was lying when they said they thought it looked good.
Thank you.
Everyone's just frightened of Zendaya.
Don't be frightened. She's kind. And she ate James Charles up in that makeup challenge. Oh my god, that was so funny. They're like doing a makeup tutorial together and she's doing it. It looks fucking gorgeous. And James Charles turns around. It's just like a block on his eye. And he's like, ow! Oh my god, I forgot color. Yeah, anyways. That's
what are we doing today?
What were we doing? We got way too into fucking internet celebrities.
I just want to clarify, almost everyone that I talked about, I have not looked to actually see what they're doing in maybe 2 years. Because I'm an adult and I have a job now. I did all of this when I was at university. But to be fair, I went through an extremely heavy Emma Chamberlain phase. Extremely heavy Emmy. Emma Chamberlain.
I never would have guessed that from you. You are not the one.
I'm not the one. I kept it secret until now, broadcasting it to our fan base of millions. But I don't know why. I think I found it was more about being into that over edited style, and just at the time she was the one that did it the best.
That kind of was the one. And the thing is though, it also kind of like taps
everyone did it.
It taps into meme culture.
It does.
Because it's funny to like sit in a
Meme
room,
culture.
just walk in and it pop on your face and go, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's funny. Like,
I fear it is funny.
like it's just so stupid and nonsensical. But like, we eat that shit up. Even if we turn around and say, "Oh, it's not funny," Andrew Tate could turn around and go, and that's it. We're like, like every aspect. If you don't think fart jokes are funny, you're not funny. Why's that flashing? What's that flashing for? Go and have a look at that.
It might have been that it's stopped. What does it mean?
I don't fucking know.
First of all, hello. I don't know.
Hi. Oh, it stopped.
Did it just stop?
Yeah, it stopped.
No, because it's still got the little recording thing in the corner.
Yeah, it's still got the recording thing, but like that thing, the time was flashing.
This
Why-
is the first episode.
Guys,
We thought we'd get up close and personal.
join us on our mysteries.
Should we put this as the thumbnail and say we're breaking up, even though no one would care?
Yeah, they're like,
No one actually
who are
knows it.
you?
Who are you?
But that's why
It's
we're
not
here.
flashing now.
Well, then ignore it.
It's episode 1.
So, circling back then, no one knows who we are. Who are we? What do we do?
That was good.
What?
That
Oh,
was,
this
that was a good way to circle back.
Circle back.
Just checking in.
Thank you.
Bumping this to the
Oh.
box of your no,
Box into the box.
no, bumping it to the top of your inbox. That's a classic. Because it's very, very passive aggressive.
Very faggy what I just did. Anyways, moving on.
I didn't actually.
So, first episode. Hi, I'm Owen. This is Bret. Oh my god. So
And this is Emma Chamberlain.
she's with us. We killed her and skinned her.
Yeah,
and
she's with us.
Does she have anything to say? No, she doesn't. She has a microphone, but she can't speak.
She is one of those people that has a podcast all on her own, though.
And yet you still asked what a podcast was.
That is one of the few podcasts I've listened to. That's what we were talking about. That's what I was talking about. I was the one that actually really went off topic.
For once.
I have listened to one other podcast,
Okay.
and I didn't get very far with it. It was during COVID. It was at like the height of lockdowns. We're talking about like April 2020 or something. Well, it was whenever they started saying you can have an hour's exercise. But by the way, I live out in the middle of the country, so I'll go outside of my house whenever I want. And
clap for the nurses where they can't hear you.
yeah. So I used to go for walks, and I wanted to find something to listen to, because all of the music that I listened to was in a bit of a dry spell, just because COVID, and I was like, I'm gonna try and learn something. So I started listening to this
Philosophy podcast?
I started listening to this philosophy podcast,
Ooh.
and it basically episode by episode recounts the history of philosophy. Now, there are some interesting things that go on. There are some interesting things that happen
Don't look at my crotch.
in the history of philosophy. Get off my cable.
My foot grazed it. Shut the fuck up.
For example, there's that whole thing where Pythagoras secretly had a cult. Well, no, I don't think it was secret. I do think that
Pythagoras' theorem.
well, he is known for that, but in my opinion, he should also be known for being able to run a cult while also doing all of that math stuff.
Work.
And I learned about a bunch of other people, none of which I remember now because I stopped listening to it after a few episodes.
Fair.
Because I find it really difficult to listen to podcasts. Because I can't just listen to someone talk. I can't do it. I can't have someone's voice in my ear.
I mean, yeah, but you
I
listen to
don't-
that audiobook when
Well-
you go to work and shit.
I do sometimes. That's different though. It's a story. I don't know why. I feel like I'm sitting in on a conversation I shouldn't hear when I'm listening to a podcast.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean? I feel like this isn't for me, even though they have literally packaged it and sent it to my inbox for me to listen. I'm like, this isn't for me. I'm not in the room.
I get that.
So
Plus, it was actually an interesting book when you told me about it. I just don't read.
Which one are you talking about? Because I listened to 2 or 3.
The murdery one where she's like writing a letter and shit.
Oh, How to Kill Your Family. Is that what it was? I think that's what it was called.
Something like that.
It was something like that. About a woman named Bella. I think her name was Bella.
I am Bella Hadid.
And yeah, it would literally it was wronged woman kills family, basically. Can you give that a wiggle?
Oh, sure.
And I think that's different because it's like someone reading you a story, and because I'm pressing on it, I'm consenting to hear that story. Whereas with podcasts and stuff, I think I'm not the kind of, I don't know. I just don't feel like it's for me. And yet here I am making one. And
we're just another set of those people that are like, oh my god, we should make a podcast, and here we are.
Well, that's literally what happened.
Like, how fucking annoying.
Like when we first moved in together, we would like sit up until like 3 a.m, which by the way neither of us can do anymore.
No.
And literally just chat. But the thing is, it wouldn't be like sitting up and having serious chats about like whatever.
It'd be like Emma Chamberlain.
It would literally be chatting utter garbage. And like at one point at like 11 p.m, one of us would turn to each other and be like, don't you think that being a celebrity is an inherently unhealthy thing to do? And then by 4 p.m, we'll be discussing conspiracy theories about dinosaurs. So we figured we might as well,
record it.
we might as well record it.
Throw it out. Maybe someone will like it. And if they don't, womp womp.
Yeah.
Like, this is just for fun. Like, I watched like a little video that was like, how to start a podcast. And I was like, 2 days ago. And he was like, don't do it to get rich or money. And I'm like, I don't expect anything. I just like to talk.
Yeah.
T. What were we on about?
Well,
we circled back and then we left the circle again.
No. Because I was discussing what I think a podcast is and isn't.
You were talking about the ones that you've liked. I'll tell them about the ones that I like.
I was about to say, for me, that's literally the only 2 I've tried to listen to. If there is another one, I have entirely forgotten about it.
The 2 that I've listened to that I've actually been a fan of are Dungeons and Daddies (brackets not a BDSM podcast), because I have.
To be fair, I've seen little bits of that.
It's good. Like, it's really good. Like, I really want to get into D&D, but I can't.
Is that the one that kept on having Drag Race people on? Or is that
no, girl, that's a completely different one. It's like a ginger guy
okay.
that does the DM.
And
then gets drag queens in. But
I've never listened to it, but I've seen it pop up.
the clips are funny though.
Clips
I
are
would
funny.
watch that. But yeah, Dungeons and Daddies, like, that's a fun one. It's about these dads that lose their kids in a portal, and then they go into this portal, and it's just literally like dads being dads. Like, imagine if you've ever played Dream Daddy, which I am currently replaying again. Such a good game. Craig, you got my number. Hit a girl up.
You got me on Dad Book.
Dad Manda, love that. Oh, you got a bit of fluff. Anyways,
Fluff?
So, with the like dads going in, it's like, it's funny because you've got like different dad kind of people, obviously different personality types. That's what I was trying to say. Different dad people.
Different dad people.
As you would, daddy daughter dance, different dad people. I'm just gonna move on because all right. So they like go in, they've got like different personality types, obviously, and the way they handle things is really funny. My favorite character is Ron, because he's the stepdad. No, Ron, no. What is it?
He's going to sacrifice himself.
No, you can't. There must be another way. I have the wig just for that. Wait till next episode, bitch. So yeah, they do that, and then there's like the stepdad Ron, who I think is really funny because he's like, I'm not just a stepdad, I'm the dad who stepped up. And you get like halfway through the season, and he's got like a thing about
to be
wearing...
fair, that's a classic line that's spilled into all sorts of
no,
spaces
definitely.
Is that where it came from?
No, probably not.
Oh,
but it is funny.
I'm rooting for them. I hope that it was.
Because like halfway through the season, any single time, like, because Ron's played by a woman as well, and she fucking slays. Like, she's funny as fuck. And I forgot what her name is, like Laura or something. But anyways, anytime he's like, I'm not just a step, and they're like, yeah, we get it, you're not just a stepdad, you're the dad's a stepdad. Like, shut the fuck up, Ron. And it's just great. The other one...
So is it that they play dads? They're not all dads in real life.
Yeah.
So they're playing... So the characters that they're playing in the campaign, they're dads.
Yeah. From what I know.
Oh, okay.
And the guys that are in it, they're like... They're all funny and they're all interesting and they've got some good banter. But obviously it adds more structure because they're playing a game as well.
Yeah.
And I'd just listen to that non-stop.
There's quite a few podcasts that are based around things like that.
Yeah.
Like, I think my brother-in-law, Sam, I think his is basically...
Just that.
Like that. I will admit, I've never looked it up. I should probably send him a message and ask.
I've said to them a few times, send me the link to the podcast, I want to listen to it. And not a single time.
Should we put Becky and Sam on blast?
I'm putting you on blast. I don't need his permission. Send me the link. I want to listen to this. And then you can listen to ours. And then we can like for like and follow for follow. Oh my God.
Ew.
Smash that notification bell, guys, for every single update on new videos. And then the other one that I like, which I've like forced him to listen to one, is Violating Community Guidelines with Brittany Broski and Sarah Shower.
Okay, what I will say is that you have forced me to listen to it, but you forced me to listen to the same episode 3 times because you have previously forgotten that you have forced me to listen to it. So whenever we sit down for a long train journey or something, you'll pass me an earphone and you'll be like, we're finally going to listen to that episode. I'm like, here we go again.
And it's always the same one. It's marketing.
It's always marketing. I know all about Dunkin' Donuts and whatever
Wendy's.
the fuck else Sarah Shower's talking about.
They're funny though.
Oh no, you've shown me marketing. You've also shown me Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, Facebook Marketplace.
Facebook Marketplace. Those are good episodes. I'm sure I would enjoy to listen to more of them. But again, I don't understand in what situation I would listen to a podcast.
For me,
like, when are you doing it?
The only reason I ever listened to a podcast, I think I heard a clip of it online and I found it funny. But then I'd run out of music and I was like, I can't find any new music because I just don't try to look for it.
Hello, my name's Bret.
And I'm Owen.
You may know us from Such Annoyances as the podcast that you've just listened to for the past 30 minutes on.
This is the first episode, and we don't know what we're doing yet, so this is the point where the camera stopped recording and we fumbled around with 7 minutes worth of muffled audio.
To cover that up, I made a remix of the jingle for you to enjoy. If you ever hear this, we're experiencing technical difficulties, and we'll resume our programming shortly.
Thank you so much for your patience. Why are you here? 4 words or less.
Out for a walk. Bitch.
So yeah, Sarah Shower, Brittany Broski. It's like a really funny podcast. They talk about random things. They both have religious trauma. We have gay trauma.
Well,
so
that's an example of a podcast where 2 friends have gotten together and literally just said, because you were saying about things like Dungeons and Daddies, where it's some sort of extended narrative.
Yes.
In the form of Dungeons and Dragons gameplay, but things like Violating Community Guidelines is more about 2 friends. They are literally just picking a topic.
Pretty sure they're cousins.
Are they cousins?
Pretty sure they're cousins.
I thought they were just friends.
I did too, but they say they're cousins a lot, so I don't know whether it's true or not.
They
also don't talk anymore.
I mean, considering their sense of humor, I think that could be a joke. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a joke.
Have I been lied to all this time?
You stood on the cable.
What are you gonna do?
But
walk
yeah,
off stage with it?
but like that's an example. Wait. This episode's turned into us discussing what a podcast is.
But then the second part can be about us.
To be fair, that's kind of a good introduction to us as well, if you think about it, and the way that we talk about things. Because it is a case of one of us will just turn to the other and we'll just say, what do you think about this? And then it will just start. and it will just go. And because we have such different frames of reference, for example, I'll talk about books I've read, and Owen will talk about TikToks he's seen. But like, I don't know. I feel like we come from very different places, both like physically, intellectually, spiritually, and and we're able to approach the same topic in two very different ways.
Yeah, because it basically just,
And we're also on very different wavelengths.
I'd say
Quite a lot
to
of the
describe
time.
as very well is just phone bad, book good.
Yeah.
That's it. Just phone bad, book good.
bad, book good. And to be fair, I think another thing that feeds into that is you're trying to get an ADHD diagnosis. I'm trying to get an autism diagnosis, which I think sums it up really well.
Yeah, no, it does. And I just kind of also want to preface this out, because I feel like kind of self-diagnosing can be
I know,
quite
I
a
know.
controversial topic.
It is a controversial topic.
Um,
Rightfully so, by the way, because there's a lot of misinformation out there.
there is.
And there's a lot of people saying that they are something when they're not. And the main issue with that is that it's taking away from people
do actually have
who
it.
do actually suffer with
There's a
something.
lot of stigma, right? especially, and I'll get into this one before I, yet again, circle back. There's this girl on YouTube, I don't remember her name, but she's really interesting. And she...
No, carry on.
No, it's your turn.
No, it's not my turn. I was laughing.
Yeah, I thought so. So, interesting, slay. And she has OCD. And then she made, I think I watched it with you, I don't remember.
Oh, the one that lives in her apartment.
Yeah.
If
If it's her apartment, I assume she lives in
Well,
it.
no, and she's also started doing a few of those videos where she'll have pictures of people on the wall and she'll explain how they're connected.
Yes!
Like that guy that recounts
Mike's
Pretty
Mike.
Little... Mike's Mike.
Mike's Mike. Don't ever forget his name.
Love Mike's Mike.
God.
But she's kind of started doing those kind of videos. She tends to do it about real life things though, I think.
I think so.
Like she did it about the no cut to me the next episode being like no, she did it about the fallout of Ethan and Trisha's podcast.
Yes!
She did that video.
That was it.
Which,
yeah.
by the way,
was amazing.
was a fantastic piece of expert journalism from that girl. Like she, you can tell that she was there for it. She was in the trenches. Like, she
was like a
loved
big fan.
that podcast. To be fair, we all loved that podcast. It was one of the few times.
So that's the third podcast you've listened to.
Oh, no.
You lied.
Well, no. To be fair, that one to me doesn't count as a podcast because I used to watch it as a video.
It's still a podcast, dude.
My issue with it is listening to it. Because I can't believe how I haven't mentioned this before, but that's because that separation is in my brain because I've never listened to it as a podcast. But I have watched hundreds of episodes of Jenna and Julian.
You look really hard.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because I have been a lifelong Jenna Marbles fan. I always will be a Jenna Marbles fan. And I am now also a very big Julian fan, and I also think he's possibly the hottest person on the planet.
I have an addiction to the Gene Chair video.
Yeah, exactly.
Where can I sit now?
Where can I sit now? But like for me, it was her 100 Layers video. I, for some reason, used to fall asleep to that video all the time. Like, and I have, to be fair, I have fallen asleep to many Jenna Marbles videos, and I cycle through them. But there are many episodes like that podcast is the definition of just fucking about.
Yeah.
They really do just fuck about. And again, miss that podcast very much. R.I.P. Jenna and Julian. But that's kind of what I was talking about. There's a separation in my brain because I usually sit and watch.
Yeah.
I'd never think of it as the Jenna and Julian podcast. And plus, I think it's also because I have watched Jenna Marbles and Julian in videos for years before they even started doing the pod. So stop it. So when they started doing it, I was watching it as a video. and I've never listened to it. Like, I've never once gone on to Spotify or wherever the fuck and listened
That's fair.
to the Jenna and Julian podcast.
I tried and I was not into it. Also, The Bold and the Beautiful, I couldn't just sit down and listen to it. I'm so sorry.
No, because they be like skirting about everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they the sound from the episodes of they started releasing it on Spotify. Which, by the way, that show is almost all visual gags.
Yeah.
Like, entirely. I mean, they make some really good jokes, do not get me wrong. But the reason that became popular was because of the visual and editing gags. And to be fair, I wouldn't consider that a podcast. I consider that a show.
No, that is a show.
Like, and I, in the same way that IMHO.
Oh my god, I love that show.
We've watched like one episode of it.
Yeah.
But we've seen, like everyone else on the planet, many
TikToks.
clips from it, and absolutely adore them. Especially Alexis. I love
Yeah.
her. Darcy.
Darcy.
The other one's name is Darcy.
Is it not Darby?
Or is it Darby?
And now we're back in the hole.
I think it's Darby.
You just came out and I shoved you back in. Okay, I am gonna, because
Spooky.
we're kind of coming to the 40-minute mark. I'm going to re-circle back. Can I see you back in?
No.
Because we were talking about self-diagnosis and that's how we got into this.
Oh.
Yeah. An important conversation. You're like, the Jenna and Julian podcast.
Yeah.
Hold on. So this girl with OCD.
To be fair, it could be a whole episode.
I feel like it's nice to just get a little out of the way at the start, though. Okay. Thank you. With this girl with OCD, she basically spoke about the stigmas around it and the things that kind of come up where people are like, oh my god, this pillow's not fluffed. My OCD is like totally tripping out right now. And she was like, no. How does it feel to have to touch a door handle 50 times before it starts to feel right in your hand? That's OCD. So don't start like messing around with it because it's not funny, it's not cute, and it's not a nice thing. So
it's also really ugly to assume that something is completely and utterly complex as OCD can be the same for everyone.
yeah.
Like you can't say, like, you can't use it as like an adverb. Like, you don't do something in an OCD way. OCD is...
You're just cleanly.
You're
You are literally just cleanly.
You're just
Just
clean.
call it a clean girl aesthetic and fucking move on. It's as simple as that. But anyways, with us, not to say like someone out there, if this ever gets like more than 2 viewers, one being my mum.
You better not.
No, please. Someone will obviously come out and say something like, well, you two obviously don't have this without a valid diagnosis. And that is fair. But also...
We live in the UK.
We live in the UK.
Where it takes 6 to 7 years.
I'm on a 5-year waiting list for an ADHD diagnosis. I had no idea what I had, but all of my friends, as I moved on, they were all lesbians and all neurodivergent. So I think I know what I'm talking about. But...
You were growing up, right?
I really was.
Surrounded by lesbians and neurodivergent people.
Autistic lesbians. Autistic lesbians. It was amazing. I loved them.
Is that why we both get really upset just when we find out someone isn't a lesbian? Is it because you were brought up by lesbians? I get vehemently upset when I find out someone's straight.
Like the thing is,
I like actually get frustrated.
when I find out that like a gay man doesn't like a lesbian, I'm like, how? They are the backbone of society if you really think about it.
They are the backbone of society.
Straight white men, get the fuck out of here.
I like.
Hold on, wait. We are very off topic. Again, hold on, hold on. Anyways, fuck. This is all it's gonna be. This is what I mean by it's just chatting shit. Can't stay on a single bit. So, fucking neurodivergency. Goddamn. So, I would say that I class myself self-diagnosed, if you will, as ADHD and depression, and Bret, depression, but autism as well.
Well, I wouldn't even say I at this point, because I'm currently on the step before the wait list. I think I'm waiting for my next appointment, basically.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for my next appointment, but what I will say is I filled out the worst questionnaire of my life.
Oh god, yeah.
Where
that
they
was
basically
bad.
say, how bad is everything? And I'm like,
Thanks.
it's pretty bad. I think, And then what I will say is that almost immediately my doctor was like, come and see me soon. And I was like, okay, I'm coming.
I mean,
that being said, I booked my appointment about 2 weeks ago, and it's like halfway through next month because it's the soonest she could see me.
mine's fucking 5 years. Join the wait, girl.
Well, no, to be fair, I think that's to literally say, because I spoke to the receptionist when I went in to book it, and she was like, basically, it's about the next steps. And I was like, so y'all think I'm autistic then, don't you?
I mean,
you could have told me that on the phone.
with me, I kind of like waltzed into my, because I had to change doctors because my doctors were just, hi. I love you. So with my doctors, I had to move because they were just assholes, basically. And when I moved into my new one, I got an appointment the same day, guys. That's how good this doctor's was.
Oh yeah, with that woman.
Hannah.
Love
you, Hannah.
I hope your wedding went well.
It probably did. I asked
feel
my
like
mum
it
to
went
update
well.
me on that, but we'll see. Anyways, so I basically waltzed in there, told her my list, and I would not stop rambling because I was told I only have 10 minutes in a doctor's appointment. She was like, no, girl, it takes as long as it takes. I was like, so I just chewed your ear off for nothing. And then by the end of it, she was like, I obviously cannot diagnose you, but I'm going to be honest, I'm pretty sure you do. But I'm going to put you on this wait list, and just so you know, it will take a really, really long time. And I can't suggest it. I'm not really allowed to, but I really do highly suggest you going private. And obviously with him as well, both of our doctors basically saying, like, come in, get a private diagnosis. You kind of start to think that maybe they're in the same ballpark as we are.
And plus, I will say, though, I mean, I haven't had my appointment yet. But the amount I'm waiting for my GP appointment now is the amount that pretty much everyone in our town is waiting for a diagnosis.
Yeah.
Not for a diagnosis, even just an appointment. Just because this country's medical system is in the gutter. So, what I will say is that amount of time to wait for an appointment is unfortunately normal. So I don't know what the wait list is like yet.
I feel like no.
I don't think it's as bad.
I don't think autism's as bad.
I don't think it's as bad because basically we should do a whole episode about this.
No, we should.
But like the Cliff Notes version is, I went to see my doctor about it, and he gave me 0.0 minutes in that fucking appointment. It was terrible.
Oh yeah, he was a dick.
He was a dickhead. And
oh god.
So I was sat there and I told him about some of my concerns because I've also got joint issues and I've also got circulation issues. So I went in there to talk about a couple of things with him because I get very anxious about seeing doctors and I hadn't seen a doctor in a very long time. we should do a whole episode about doctors because I've got that ear infection. I don't have an ear infection now, but I had that ear infection.
I don't remember what he's talking about, but I'm sure he'll tell us.
I'm not gonna fully explain it because it's a really good story. I've also got that nail thing.
Oh my god, that nail thing, that's amazing.
I'm bringing them back for the next time.
I'm just going to say we're at 45 minutes, so I'm going to say this is going to be a two-parter. We always knew this was going to be a two-parter. But just for now, if this is the first episode, thank you very much for stopping by and sitting on our wet bench. Hope you don't have a wet ass when you stood up, but it will be funny if you do. And ciao.
Bye-bye.
See ya. Did you press that?
No. Press stop.
Is that?
No.
Is that?
Yes.